What is important? Why should we drive to be our best selves?
Kind of want to wake up the next day and say, hey, I gave it my all. Time's precious, right? And more of those moments incrementally increase when you're not doing your best. They become very noticeable over a longer period of time.
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. And in fact, Kevin, what you just said there, that's, I would share with you three principles. And there are many different answers to this question, both internal and external, as we're thinking about this. And Kevin, you led into sort of that first principle, which is we're either moving toward being our best selves or we're moving away from being our best selves,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no status quo. It's one of the myths in life is that we can maintain a set place. How many of you guys ever watched Survivor? There were challenges that tested the contestants, and some of the challenges involved physical challenges, and the challenges would be something as simple as maintaining a set place. You had to stand on a log, and the first person to, or the last person to be standing on the log would maintain the immunity idol, right? The idol that would allow them to be immune from being voted off the island. And so you'd see this, the competition might start during the day, and all of a sudden, and they'd use the time lapse videography, and day would turn into night, and you'd see contestants drop off, and eventually, after hours and hours and hours of standing on a log, someone would drop off. And yet, there in our lives, we have a tendency to think that ultimately, if we don't do anything, that we will stay in the exact same place. And that is a false story, right? That's a false story. We are either moving toward or moving away from being our best selves. And that's in every aspect. If you think of every domain of our lives, right? We are either moving toward being closer with our families, or we're moving away from being closer to our families. And I don't necessarily mean families in the traditional sense. It could be chosen family, right? The people that we see as being our families, right? But we're either moving closer to them or away from them. We are either, in our finances domain, we are either moving closer to financial freedom or further away from it. We are either moving toward a place where we have more faith in ourselves or and in our greater world, or we are moving farther away from it. We are either getting more fit and well in our lives, or we're moving farther away from it, right? Every domain of our lives, we are either moving toward being our best or away from it. So one of the reasons to do it, as you mentioned, Kevin, is to make sure that we don't look at past days and say, hey, I didn't do my best. I haven't been doing my best, and now I'm faced with being a lot farther away from my best than I was.